In every village, the loudest danger is not the stranger outside the gate. It is the friend who smiles while eating with your enemy. The rain had just stopped over the red earth of Amanze village. Smoke curled gently from mud kitchens. Goats wandered lazily through narrow footpaths, and the evening drums echoed from the village square like the heartbeat of the ancestors. Old women sat beneath the unku tree, peeling cassava and whispering stories about men whose greed buried their names in shame. Among the young men of the village, none were closer than Chidiebre and Namdi. They were brothers, not by blood, but by years. Where you saw one, the other followed. They hunted together in the forests beyond the river. They shared roasted corn beneath moonlight. When Chidiebre's father died during the harmattan season, it was Namdi who slept outside his hut for 7 nights so his friend would not mourn alone. The rope that ties those two, the elders would say, was woven by the gods themselves. One market day, a wealthy trader named Chief Okoro arrived in Amanze. His convoy of carriers stretched like a moving river. Ivory bracelets decorated his wrists. Gold flashed from his walking stick whenever sunlight touched it. Chief Okoro desired Chidiebre's farmland, the richest stretch beside the riverbank, where yams grew taller than children. The chief approached Chidiebre many times. "Name your price," he would say. But Chidiebre always refused. "My father's sweat lives in that soil," he answered. Some things are not sold. One evening, while returning from the forest, Namdi was stopped near the market shrine by the chief's messenger. "Chief Okoro wishes to see you." Namdi hesitated. But curiosity is a door many regrets enter through. That night, inside the chief's compound, roasted meat filled the air with sweet smoke. Palm wine flowed like water. Musicians played softly in the background, while servants carried trays heavy with food. Chief Okoro welcomed him warmly. "You are Chidiebre's closest friend," the chief said with a calm smile. "A wise man keeps important company."
Then the gifts began. A leather bag filled with cowries. Fine wrappers from distant kingdoms. Promises. Promises that tasted sweeter than palm wine. "You deserve more than following another man's shadow," Chief Okoro whispered. Namdi said nothing. But silence is sometimes the first betrayal. Days passed. Then weeks. And slowly, the village noticed changes. Namdi no longer sat with Chidiebre beneath the moonlight. His visits became shorter. His eyes shifted whenever Chidiebre spoke. But friendship often dies quietly before anyone hears the funeral cry. One afternoon, Chidiebre discovered strangers marking parts of his farmland with white chalk. Anger rose in his chest. "Who sent you here?" The workers exchanged nervous glances. Chief Okoro purchased this land. Then came the answer that shattered him. "We heard it from your friend, Namdi. He said you were ready to sell." The world became silent. Even the birds seemed to stop singing. Chidiebre walked through the village like a man carrying invisible fire inside his chest. When he reached Namdi's hut, he found him seated outside, eating roasted yam. Their eyes met. And in that moment, years of brotherhood stood trembling like a weak fence before a storm. "Tell me it is a lie," Chidiabir said quietly. Namdi looked away. "Chidiabir, tell me." But guilt has no strong voice. Namdi confessed everything. The meetings. The gifts. The agreement. The lies. Every word landed like a knife. Chidiabir stared at him for a long time, breathing heavily. Then he spoke words the village would remember for generations. "A snake does not fear the bush," he said. "It fears the foot that once walked beside it." And he left. No shouting. No fighting. Only silence. The dangerous silence of a broken heart. Soon, the entire village learned of the betrayal. Women shook their heads in disappointment. Elders spat on the ground whenever Namdi's name was mentioned. Even children avoided his compound. Chief Okoro eventually seized part of the farmland through deception and influence. But peace never followed him. The harvest season failed. Floods destroyed sections of the land. Workers disappeared. And whispers spread that the ancestors had cursed the soil purchased through betrayal. As for Namdi, wealth did not stay long in his hands. The same chief who once called him friend soon discarded him like rotten fruit. Years later, during another rainy season, Namdi approached Chidiabir at the river bank. His voice trembled. "I came to ask forgiveness." Chidiabir remained silent, staring at the flowing water. After a long while, he spoke softly. "The wound healed," he said. "But the scar stayed." Namdi lowered his head. And somewhere in the distance, thunder rolled across the darkening sky. Today, the enemy no longer arrives carrying spears or wearing royal beads. Sometimes, betrayal wears the face of friendship. It is the colleague who smiles with you at work but secretly destroys your name before your boss. It is the friend who leaks your secrets for social media attention. It is the business partner who eats at your table while planning with those who want your downfall. Even in families, some people sit close enough to hear your dreams, only to sell them for temporary gain. And like Namdi, many people realize too late that loyalty traded for convenience always comes back as loneliness. Because those who encourage betrayal can never truly trust the betrayer.
African elders say, when termites enter a tree, they do not announce themselves with noise. They eat quietly from within. Not every danger comes from outside your life. Some dangers laugh with you. Some pray with you. Some call you brother. That is why wisdom is not only knowing who loves you. It is knowing who benefits when you fall. Protect your heart. Value loyalty. And never become the kind of person who trades genuine friendship for temporary comfort. Because wealth gained through betrayal may feed the stomach, but it will starve the soul. If this story touched you, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful African folktales filled with wisdom, mystery, and life lessons. And tell us in the comments. Have you ever experienced betrayal from someone you trusted like family? Until the next story. May the ancestors guide your path, and may your circle remain loyal.